take on what happened tonight?
We're still just a little too sloppy. First period, did some good things. Second period, I think we were a little sluggish to start, but we started to respond and carry play. But it's just have to be smarter with the puck and the way we're managing the game. And a team like that, with the way they can skate and how quick they are in transition, obviously really hurt us. And then we're chasing it from there.
Do you have a theory as to why the second period has given you guys trouble this season?
I just don't think we're managing the game the way that we need to, and just the way we need to invest shift after shift, wearing opponents down. We talk about checking and grinding and the things that we want to make part of our identity and that we do well, and build on some of those things that we brought into our game last year. So we haven't gone to that consistently.
Why do you think odd man rushes have been coming against you guys as frequently as they have been?
I think just the way we have to manage the game and just recognize the awareness, the time and place when the ability is to make a play, or we're setting ourselves up for the rest of our shift or the next shift, and how aggressive we are to keep pucks alive and things like that. So I think the intentions are there, but the execution we have to be better. So it starts with myself, and we all have to understand just the importance of that situation, and other areas of our game we have to be more consistent with.
Scary moment there with Chris going down. I just wonder how tough that was to see.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. He's a huge part of our back end. He does so many things well that don't always get a lot of attention, and his hockey IQ, his awareness, his defending, even his puck play, his reads are exceptional. So hopefully he's okay and it's nothing too serious.
Anthony, what's your take on what happened tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good effort by the boys tonight. They're a skilled team. And for me personally, that fourth goal, it's when you want back. You want to be able to go into the third period, give the guys a fighting chance, and be able to keep it a one-goal game, and at that point anything can happen. So I love the effort tonight. Guys were battling. You look at the back check, the block shots, getting in lanes. I thought we did a lot of good things tonight.
What did you see on that fourth one?
I just wound up, took a shot, and I kind of just misread. Kind of went off the bottom of my blocker. But this one you got to stop. And that's what I said the other day. It's it doesn't include myself as well. So I'll wear this one on the chin. But tomorrow's a new day, and we got a big two division games coming up here.
John was just talking about it being a bit sloppy. Where do you see the areas as a group that can be cleaned up?
Yeah, I mean, I think just getting pucks in, and going to work. A couple unlucky bounces tonight. Pucks going off guys' skates and kind of going right to them. But that's the way the game is. So like I said, I think the effort was there tonight. I think we did a really good job of defending and kind of keeping them on the outside. And when we did get in their zone, we had some really good shifts. Power play was moving the puck around. So I think it's always good to build on things. And like I said, we got two big division games this weekend against a good team. So I think tomorrow we're going to go work hard in practice and look forward to that.
It seemed like New Jersey had odd-man rush after odd-man rush. As a goalie, how difficult is it to play against a team that's able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, you look at them coming down, and as a goalie, it's you kind of face them in practice a little bit. So it's always that's your time to shine. It's what you get paid for. You get paid to make those big saves, and tonight I had a couple, but like I said, there's one I want back, and that's that huge slap shot. So like I said, it's part of the game. A couple bad bounces there, and you just kind of come up with a big save.
What's up with Chris interference challenge? Did you feel like you were interfered with?
I mean, I was at the top of my crease and felt a little bit. I didn't really kind of see any sticks or anything. I was kind of fighting for the puck. So on the I kind of didn't know who hit me or who bumped me, but I was unaware of they were going to do it.
How about Chris Tanev tonight? What did you see on the play, and what kind of a loss losing Chris Tanev for two periods?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even see kind of what happened. I think they made a play, and I don't know if I covered it or got deflected and went out of play, and I looked over, and he was down, so I can't really comment on something I didn't see.
But what's it like to miss a guy like that?
Yeah, he's obviously a heart and soul guy. Meat and potatoes. He's someone that we love, and someone who goes to battle for us day in and day out. You look at the the block shots and everything that he does on the defensive side, jumping up in the rush, makes a good first pass. So, hopefully it's something that he can come back from pretty quickly.
Oliver, what's your take on tonight's game?
Yeah, I thought obviously had a 1-0 lead after the first, and did some good things, but also some things that we probably would like to have back and obviously clean up. Too many turnovers and 3-on-2s and even 3-on-1s. That can't happen.
John called it kind of poor execution. Why do you think that is? Why are you guys not quite connected yet?
I don't know. It's not like everybody's trying to make plays out there, and sometimes you don't see it, and it happens quick out there. But at the same time, I think we should be able to move our legs and kind of find that lane. And if you feel that way, you should probably just keep it a little bit more simple. You have to do it over and over again. I think we're doing it for a couple of shifts, and then we kind of get away from it. So I think that's my take on it.
What was the challenge like without Chris for the final 2 periods?
No, obviously he means a lot for his team and for this organization, especially the way he plays and put his body on the line every single shift. So obviously a whole bit tough when you go down 1D.
How close are you guys to getting to your identity, playing the way you really want to play?
I don't think we're far off. It's just a matter of doing it every shift and not taking any shifts off. I know it kind of sounds weird, but that's what it comes down to. I just do it over and over again, and I think we haven't been able to do that so far. But like I said, I think it's just simplify the game a little bit and put the work boots on and then go to work. That's what it comes down to.
You're a veteran in the league, 7 games in, still relatively early. What should be the sense of urgency right now for the team?
No, I think it should always be that case. Game 1, we should always play the same way, and that's kind of while we're standing here and talking about it. Should always be playing the same way. It doesn't matter if it's game 1 or game 53. And that's the way we want to play, and we haven't got up to that standard yet.
What's the biggest challenge defending a guy like Jack Hughes?
No, obviously a skilled guy, skates well, and seems to make the right plays out there. It's always fun challenge playing against him, but he had a good game.
Auston, what's the maybe biggest takeaway for your group tonight?
I think it's kind of a little bit of the same over the last couple games, just sloppy at times, and then just this kind of roller coaster of consistency. I think that's the biggest piece.
We heard John say the same word in sloppy, I believe. I just wonder, is that a mental thing, or is that an X's and O's thing, or details? Where do you come up with that?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think it's an attitude and a commitment from us to take care of the puck in certain situations and certain points of the game. The second period's been a bit of a struggle for us lately, and it's an important period. It's it can be a tough period. With the long change and not being able to sustain pressure in their zone and defending a lot. So I think a lot of it just comes down to execution. Being mentally focused out there and executing on the little things. Because we've shown flashes of it, but it's got to be throughout the full 60 minutes. There's going to be momentum swings, but if you consistently play the right way, line after line, throughout the whole game, you're going to have much better results.
Why do you think the second periods have been a problem for you this year? Because you're so good at it the last few years, anyway.
I think it's just taking care of the puck. I think just the turnovers and the simple plays are there, and I think we maybe try to overextend or try to do too much at times, and I think that's where we just get ourselves in trouble. Like I said, we've shown flashes. For the last 5-6 minutes of the second period was really, really good. But at that point, we've made a couple mistakes. The puck's in the back of our net, and then you're kind of chasing the game. So you'd like to not get to that point to begin with.
How tough is that to lose Chris as well?
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know what the extent is or what's what, but it's obviously a huge piece of our team, huge piece of our back end and our leadership core. So obviously hope that it's nothing too serious.
On a
What's the
slightly brighter
challenge
note,
of-
on a slightly brighter note, you going back 24 hours, how did it feel to see Vladdy walk in wearing a Matthews jersey?
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome to see them pull out that win too. Obviously, huge moment for the city.
How much has the change of line mates affected the chemistry, do you think?
I don't know if it affected chemistry. I mean, I think no matter who you're out there with, I played with them at some point in time. I think, overall, I think it's just supporting each other a little bit better throughout, all three zones and offensive zone especially. I mean, most teams kind of all play the same. They want to try to reduce it to limit your space, limit you to, like a quadrant of the ice and have 5 guys kind of in that area. So just being able to sustain control and support each other in those little areas to get the puck out and spread them out a little bit, I think has been a bit of a struggle at times throughout games.
Jack Hughes off to a great start this season. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah, he was really dangerous tonight. I mean, his ability to make plays in open ice, his speed, anticipating plays. Obviously, he had a big night tonight.
What it made it hard, Craig, tonight to get traction for your group?
Well, second period, we put ourselves in a hole, obviously. And it's been a concern this year. We don't manage the game in the second period.
Why did you challenge for goalie interference?
Because we thought it was, he's in the blue paint, and our goalie could, he couldn't get position. So, but yeah, that's why.
So were you surprised that it was upheld?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tricky. It can always 50-50 a lot of times. It is what it is.
Do you have a theory as to why so many on-man rushes were given up penalties?
Well, there's reads for sure. Our D are just standing in there, jumping in there, not reading what's coming at them. We're late sometimes, with our reloads, and one of the biggest things is turnovers. But we got to be smarter. Our D got to be smarter. They got to read the play. They can't be going all out. And then, that's a quick team. They're a great transition team. We talked about, they're a good rush team. They're going to, they blow out of the zone. And first period was fine. Second period, we didn't follow it. And we shot ourselves in the foot.
How's Chris Tanev?
Upper body right now.
Time or
Possible.
What's made it hard?
You spent a lot of time in your own zone today. I know that's not my design. What do you do to break that habit?
Yeah, no, that's a good team over there with a lot of speed, and they're dynamic in the offensive zone. They get it moving around. I mean, the biggest thing is we have opportunities, whether they put the puck in deep or whatever, you got to get in there and you got to kill that play right away with numbers. We're slow to doing it. So then they get moving around in our zone, and once Hughes and these guys get moving around, they're dynamic, and it's hard to stop them. We didn't, they shoot a puck, we didn't recover it. They beat us. They were quicker.
What's making it tough, do you think, for the Matthews line to get it kind of rolling?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think early on in the season, I thought, they were getting their opportunities and looking pretty good. Now it's it's obviously not good enough. I don't feel like they have any sustained pressure in the offensive zone at all. It's one and done, they're out, or, they don't have any sustained pressure in the offensive zone.
That's what I see. I'm sorry. You said at the start of the year that might be a long process of experimentation.
Well, it could be, but I'm getting tired of it, to be honest with you.
You mentioned the Devils are quicker. How concerned are you that speed might be an issue?
I don't think speed's an issue on our team. I think, when we play the right way and we play direct, we look fast. But when we want to not play that way, we look slow. I think that's really what it boils down to. Yeah, is there teams that have more speed in their team? Yeah, there is. But at the same time, that's why we talk about playing predictable and direct, so you can look fast. And right now, we're not consistently doing that enough. I mean, there's a lot of guys that played good hockey game tonight, I thought. They did a lot of good things. But we don't have enough of them. And if we don't have everybody going and on the same page and doing the right things, that's what we're going to look like tonight.
When you don't get a lot of power play chances, do you find you're pressing on the chances that you do?
No, I don't believe that that's the case. I thought that second PP tonight, they had some looks and they're doing the right things. You know, I don't feel that they're pressing on the power play. If anything on the power play, I like what I saw in the second one, urgency and getting pucks to the net and recovering them and getting the penalty kill tired. That's what you got to do. And so I don't feel they're pressing on the power play at all.